Dear students, welcome back to the second semester BSc Physics class. In this session, under the chapter Sound, we shall discuss about waves in one dimension and differential equation of wave motion. Dear students, you have come across so many types of waves and wave motions. For example, if you drop a stone in water, there will be a disturbance created in the water, and that disturbance moves in the form of waves. The wave motion may be a disturbance from a sound wave. Sound wave may be generated from an instrument or from the mouth of a speaker, etc. In this way, you know about different types of waves and wave motions. Hence, wave is a sort of disturbance. It is a periodic disturbance, we can say, and it can be described as a disturbance that travels through a medium from one point to another point. A disturbance is created at one point and it will travel and reach to other point by the particles of the medium in a mechanical wave, or some kind of waves which do not require any medium. Those waves are non-mechanical waves. Without the necessity of the medium also, wave can travel in vacuum also. Hence, the propagation of the periodic disturbance from one point to another point is known as a wave motion. During the propagation of the wave can transport energy from one point to another point. Energy in the form of sound, or the energy may be heat, the energy may be light, or the energy may be from the seismic wave or something else. There are two kinds of waves. One is transverse wave, another one is longitudinal wave. We can define a transverse wave if there is a disturbance in the medium and the particles vibrate in the medium in such a way that the direction of vibration of the particles of the medium is perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the wave. If this is the case, then such type of wave is known as a transverse wave. And in a similar wave, we can define a longitudinal wave where the direction of vibration of the particles of the medium is parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. So here the particles of the medium vibrate in the same direction as that of the wave propagation. Now you are looking at an animation where you can see the particles are vibrating in up and down direction. As the particles vibrate, there will be a generation of the wave. That means the disturbance is propagating by the vibration or the oscillation of the particles of the medium. Here the disturbance is moving in a positive x-axis direction with some velocity c, or we can say the velocity may be v. Here the particles are moving in y direction, hence the vibration or oscillation of the particle is perpendicular to the propagation of the wave. In this you can also calculate the wavelength. The wavelength can be defined as it is the distance between two similar vibrations of the particles. That is, if the state of vibration of one particle is similar to the state of vibration of another particle, the distance between these two particles is known as the wavelength. Or we can take the distance between any two crests or any two troughs. Here you can observe the particle is not moving with the wave, it is only oscillating or vibrating about its mean position. Here we can also calculate the instantaneous displacement of the particle by using some equation. We will see it in later. This type of wave motion is known as a transverse wave motion. Here you have another type of wave motion where the particles of the medium are oscillating. They are transferring energy from one particle to another particle, but the particles are not moving with the propagation of the wave. So here the particles are vibrating about their mean position in the direction of wave propagation, that is, we can say in the x-axis. The to and fro motion of the particles will create a wave motion. So here you can observe there are compressions and rarefactions. These compressions and rarefactions make the wave to propagate in a direction. Here the wave propagation is in the positive x-axis direction. Here the particles are shown, some particles are shown in red dot. You can observe the particles. These particles are having a motion, to and fro motion about some mean position, but they are not moving along with the wave. So only the disturbance is propagating from one particle to another particle. Such kind of a wave is known as a longitudinal wave, and the motion of this kind of wave is a longitudinal wave motion. Now let us look into a progressive wave. Here we have taken a transverse wave for our discussion. Now let us try to derive an equation for the plane progressive wave. So here the wave originates from the point O, that is, the disturbance originates at the point O, and the wave will travel in a positive x-axis direction. The distance between O and A is known as the wavelength. So here the particle at O and another particle at A are in a similar state of vibration. Hence the distance between these two particles is known as a one wavelength. Here the distance between the axis x-axis and the point B is known as the amplitude of the wave, where amplitude is the maximum possible displacement from the mean position. Now we shall discuss about the equation for the plane progressive wave. The displacement of a particle at any given instant of time is y is equal to a sin omega t. So this is the expression for instantaneous displacement of the particle of the wave. Here y represents the displacement. Since the particles are moving or oscillating along the y direction, we have denoted the displacement as y. A represents the amplitude, which is the maximum displacement from the x-axis or the mean position. Omega is the angular frequency and t is the time. Let us consider another particle P which is at a distance x from the origin O, and the displacement of the particle P at a given instant of time is given by y is equal to a sin of omega t minus phi. So here a term is introduced, phi. Phi is known as the phase difference. Since the particles at different positions in the medium are having different motions, so they are in different states of vibration. So this state of vibration is different from one particle to another particle. The state of vibration is known as the phase. So there is a difference between the state of vibration of one particle to another particle, which is known as the phase difference. So here we are defining the state of vibration for the particle P, which is at a distance x from O. So that state of vibration is the phase. So therefore we have taken the instantaneous displacement of the particle P as y is equal to a sin omega t minus phi. So here minus sign represents the particle P starts vibration after some time when the particle at O has been started vibrating earlier. Hence, the phase of the particle P, which is at a distance x, can be given by phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into x. Here lambda is the wavelength, x is the distance of the particle from the origin O. Also, omega is equal to 2 pi by t, that is equal to 2 pi v by lambda, where t is the time period, v is the velocity of wave propagation, and lambda is the wavelength of the wave. Substituting the values of phi and omega in the equation 2, we will get y is equal to a sin of 2 pi v by lambda into t minus 2 pi by lambda into x. This equation can be written as y is equal to a sin 2 pi by lambda into vt minus x. So this equation number 3 represents the equation for a simple harmonic wave or a progressive wave in a positive x-axis direction. This equation 3 can be written in different forms by substituting for omega or for Vt or something else. The equation may take the form as y is equal to a sin of omega t minus 2 pi by lambda into x, So where this 2 pi by lambda may be written as k, so where k is the propagation constant, then the equation may become y is equal to a sine of omega t minus kx. So in this way, substituting, we can write the different forms of the equation. If a particle in motion is in a negative x-axis direction, the equation for the displacement will be y is equal to a sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt plus x. Now we shall try to derive differential equation of wave motion. We have the general equation of a simple harmonic wave is y is equal to a sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. This we have derived a few minutes earlier. So here A represents the amplitude of vibration, lambda is the wavelength of the wave, v is the velocity of the wave propagation, and x is the distance of the particle from the origin O. Now differentiating equation 5, we can get dy by t dt is equal to 2 pi v by lambda into a cos 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. Here the equation 5 is differentiated with respect to time. By this we get the change in the displacement along y-axis of the particle at different instant of time dt. There is a change of displacement of the particle in the y direction with the change in time dt. Now by differentiating the above equation 6, again with respect to time, we get d square y by dt square is equal to minus 4 pi square into v square divided by lambda square into a sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. By rewriting, we can write this as d square y by dt square is equal to minus 4 pi square v square by lambda square into y. So where we have replaced the portion of the equation a sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x as y. So it is the equation number 5. We have replaced this as y according to equation number 5. Now to find the value of compression, differentiating the equation number 5 with respect to x, we get dy by dx is equal to minus 2 pi by lambda into a cos 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. This equation number 8 can be differentiated with respect to x. Now we get d square y by dx square is equal to minus 4 pi square by lambda square into a sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. By comparing equations 7 and 9, so here the equation 9 is written as d square y by dx square, that is equal to minus 4 pi square by lambda square into y. Here, as earlier, we have replaced the portion of the above equation by y. So that is y is equal to a sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. So now you can compare the equation number 7, which is d square y by dt square is equal to minus 4 pi square v square by lambda square into y, and the equation number 9, that is d square y by dx square is equal to minus 4 pi square by lambda square into y. By comparing these two equations, we can write d square y by dt square is equal to v square into d square y by dx square. The RHS of the equation is written by comparing the equation 7 and 9. Hence it is the differential equation of the wave motion, which is d square y by dt square is equal to v square into d square y by dx square. This general differential equation of wave motion can also be written as d square y by dt square is equal to k square into d square y by dx square. Here k is equal to v square. Hence v is equal to root of k. Thus, by knowing the value of k, the value of the wave velocity can be calculated.